Hello, David Fife with Lake Country Acupuncture here for another healthy tip of the day, or just generally a tip of the day. Today I wanted to discuss the needles, that we use at acupuncture. And I feel that the term needle is very off-putting and it's not accurate to what we're actually using. It's the go-to terminology we use because it resembles a needle, but it's really not a needle. The thickness of an acupuncture needle is less than that of a cat's whisker. So if you have a cat at home, look at their whisker and it's half that size. On average, a cat's whisker is about a 0.4 of a millimeter. So about a fifth of a cat's whisker. So if we look at these and open them up, they're stored in a blister pack, which is completely sterile. And we remove one of these needles, or I like to think of them as wires, very thin wires. We can see, if I can bring that in a little closer, you can see how very thin that is. And it's so thin that it doesn't actually damage tissue. So when we think of needles, we think of hypodermic needles. We think of thick gauges that are hollow, they're serrated, they actually cause damage when they're put in, they draw things out or they put things in. It's quite an unpleasant experience, and this is nothing like that. It couldn't be further from that process at all. When I insert the needle, it's so thin, it doesn't cause any damage and you don't feel it. But what it does on a very subtle level is it triggers a neural response. You can get some stimulation on it, which is fine, and it's minimal. It's nothing like a needle drawing things in or putting things in. You don't get that real painful sensation. You get some sensation, and that's okay because that's what encourages the movement of circulation through the body and gets that brain-body connection back within the nervous system, central nervous system to peripheral nervous system. And then when it comes out, you see that there's no indication of it going in or out because it doesn't cause any damage. So the needling process is what puts a lot of people off about acupuncture, but it really is a painless, very straightforward, minimally invasive approach, but with a very good effect, with a very strong effect. You don't have to force issues, and the needles that we use don't force anything. They just simply engage the body's circulation and the body heals itself. So it's a very straightforward process, and I want to demystify the idea of the needle here being some sort of incredibly painful experience, and it's not. It's more of a thin wire. It's less thick than your cat's whisker. So that's the tip for today. Try acupuncture because it's not what you think. It's a lot less painful than what you are used to with hypodermic needles. I'll sign off with that. Thank you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for more healthy tips. All the best.